My name's Jenny, and my goal is to make a feature film with AI in 30 days. And today is day 25. And I'm going to keep the video pretty short today because I've got a lot to do, and I've done a couple of podcasts and interviews and things like that in the last few days. So you can keep an eye out for those coming out soon. And yeah, basically, I am on a second draft cut of my film. Yeah, so obviously, I had a super rough cut. And like with any rough cut, I looked at some scenes and thought, God, that's awful. And then I looked at other scenes and thought, pretty good. So now really the job is to bring the worst scenes up to the level of the best scenes, ideally, and also, yeah, fix some of the problems. So now I'm doing more reshoots basically with Act 3, just going through really minor details, replacements, like there's accidentally a character in the background who shouldn't be there, or somebody's face looks weird but I really like the scene or the shot. And also Act 3 are going to help me with some background replacements as well, because yeah, as you know, sort of Seed Dance has this issue where the more that you extend a video or extend a shot, the more sort of it gets I guess you would call it degradation across, yeah, across each shot. So some of those wide shots that I have, they need a little bit of cleanup. And yeah, basically I am full steam ahead editing, yeah, and going through the rough cut and just really starting to sculpt out some of the scenes and add in some additional coverage. So now, because I really do have the bulk of my scenes, at least in very raw form, what I'm able to do is take some of the more creative coverage that I've done and bring that into those scenes, and also maybe generate as well a little bit more. So like a 3-second shot of an ashtray, or a 5-second shot of people walking, or things like that. And also I'm working on some of the transitions between scenes. So some scenes are fine to just kind of cut where they end, and some scenes equally are great to sort of start abruptly in the flow of the scene. But for other scenes, I might add an establishing shot of a building so we know we're at the solicitor's office, or start on some feet dancing. And one of the scenes actually I've been working on today is a club scene, and I've literally created a whole band for the scene, and I've obviously created the music for the scene in Suno myself, but I've also been basically getting the band to lip sync and play to the song. And yeah, it's and yeah, just make it a really now it's obviously where I've got all of my sort of my Act 3 coverage and my Act 3 wides, that's the talking heads of it. But scenes and film is about atmosphere building and about mood and tension and feeling, right? It's, film is not just, theater where it's, a lot of it's about what people say. Yeah, there has to also be cinematic feeling. So I've been generating a lot of that type of stuff today. I'm basically working through scene by scene, really sculpting out scenes that hopefully when I get to the end of this cut, which might take me at least a few days, when I get to the end of this particular draft, basically a second cut of the film, what I go through and do from there on should be really just pacing and, minor fixes. And hopefully I won't have to do sort of too many edit pass-throughs. But that's what I've been up to today. I'm pretty tired. There's a lot going on. And yeah, just thank you to everyone who's still following me at this late stage in the game. And yeah, thank you for everyone's sort of kind comments and stuff. I really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you to everyone who did go and subscribe to my YouTube. I am now 50 subscribers away from 500. So thank you for those of you who got your grannies and your aunties and your uncles and your sisters and your cousins and your mums to subscribe to my YouTube. And yes, if you haven't got your family or your friends or your dog or your cat or your goat to subscribe to my YouTube, then please go and do that, because I'm just 50 people away and they don't all have to be people. So yeah, see you next time.